Hi, and welcome to my franchise review for Oceans. I had seen the reboot or sequel, Oceans 8, before seeing this trilogy, but that was a few years ago, and I won't really be talking about that one for this video. I'll also be doing something a little bit different for this video. I'm not going to be reciting the synopsis for these films. If you want me to return to doing that, let me know in the comments down below. Finally, there will be spoilers for all three films. You have been warned. Each of these films are available on Netflix in Canada and for rent or purchase in the United States. Let's start it off with the first film, Ocean's 11. While I enjoyed this movie, it may have been overhyped by film culture. I found that the heist wasn't always as exciting or bombastic as other heist movies. I know that's more of a nitpicking criticism, so take that as you will. And there are still plenty of scenes to enjoy in this film, whether for their comedic moments or for your usual heisty moments. I do think it was a smart decision to frame the explanation of the heist almost simultaneously with them pulling it off. The bigger issue with this film is that because of the cast being so large, I found it hard to connect to all the characters and their backstories, however small most of them are. The characters with the most backstory are Danny Ocean and Robert Rusty Ryan, which makes sense since those two actors are probably the biggest names in the film. There's also a big miscasting of Basher, a British man played by Don Cheadle with a terrible Cockney accent. They should have instead cast a British actor or worked a lot harder on refining that piss-poor attempt at a Cockney accent that he carries through the entire trilogy. I did have a bit of an issue figuring out how they got the money out, though. It seemed as though they got it out while they were dressed as the SWAT team, but wouldn't it be suspicious if these agents came in without bags and then came out with bags? There's also a potential plot hole that the director agrees with on how they got the flyers in the vault as a decoy in the first place. Overall, I enjoyed this film and I rated it a 4 out of 5. It's my highest rated film directed by Steven Soderbergh. Now let's move on to Ocean's 12. I appreciate that this film continued threads from the first film and even tried to add to character backstories from before Ocean's 11. I was even enjoying the story and the idea of a heist competition similar to Brooklyn Nine-Nine's heist episodes. The problem is the ending was actually a bit anticlimactic. As you're watching the movie, you see them try to plan and pull off this heist, only to find out that they already pulled off the heist, and it was super easy. I understand what they were trying to do in humiliating the villain, Baron Francois Toulour, but by having them steal the egg before it even arrived, and then going through the whole rigmarole to play along that they were stealing the egg, felt like most of the movie was almost a waste of time, despite the heist having some enjoyable moments, like when Linus tries to lead the team, and when Tess, played by Julia Roberts, has to pretend to be Julia Roberts. Overall, I found this to be a less enjoyable film than the first film, and I rated this a 3.5 out of 5. Now let's move on to Ocean's 13. The final part of the trilogy goes back to its roots somewhat with robbing a casino, yet differentiating itself by also robbing a hotel's reputation. I think this was one of the more exciting films in the trilogy when it comes to overall heisting, although it gets a bit convoluted as it gets on. I did enjoy it more than the second film, but only marginally. Something they mention in this film is revenge jobs don't work. You put yourself in a position, you know you should walk away, and you can't. This is how you guys die or go to jail. Thinking back, every single part in this trilogy is about revenge. The first is about Danny's revenge on Terry Benedict for taking his ex-wife Tessa, and even a lot of the people in the crew were also joining because they had hatred for Terry Benedict. The second film was about Jacques Toulour's jealousy and his hatred of Danny getting called potentially better than his mentor, Lamarck, and Terry's revenge on the crew for stealing $160 million that he got back in insurance. And finally, this film has them getting revenge on Bank for screwing Ruben out of their partnership, thus causing his heart attack. I rated this a 3.5 out of 5 and would consider it better than Ocean's 12, but not as good as Ocean's 11. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button. If you have any recommendations or thoughts about these films, leave a comment down below. I wanted to release a video on Gina Prince Bythewood to begin my Black History Month series for next month, but honestly, I don't have too much to say about her films. If you want to see what I rated them, you can check out my Letterboxd profile. I'm also feeling a bit discouraged about my growth, or lack thereof, on YouTube, and think I need to take a bit of a mental health break, which will hopefully improve both the quality of my videos and the quality of my reviews on here and on Letterboxd. Honestly, I've seen the metrics, and the average percentage my videos are watched is only about 10.6%. I don't even know that anybody is still watching at this point of this video. I will still plan on releasing videos here, but I may focus more on releasing videos on TikTok since I get a bit more interaction on my videos there. Thanks especially to those who have stuck around through my mini mental breakdown, and remember to always play the game like there's nothing to lose.